Fine art often gets treated like elite knowledge. Museums frame paintings as sacred, beyond criticism. But here's the truth. Art isn't above critique. In this video, we're looking at some of the world's most famous and expensive paintings to ask one question. Are they actually any good? The Mona Lisa, the single most famous painting on Earth. Estimated value over $1 billion. At the Louvre in Paris, people wait in line for hours just to see it. But when you get there, it can be pretty underwhelming. You maybe get 20 seconds before being shuffled along, and this can give the impression that this is the best painting in the world. Here's the thing though, I don't think this is a great painting. Really, it's just a straightforward portrait, technically excellent, innovative for its time, but really nothing special. So why is it so famous? Well, not because of the virtue of the painting itself. For hundreds of years, this was an obscure painting only known to scholars. Then in 1911, it was stolen. 2 years of sensational headlines turned it into a legend. The Mona Lisa is famous for the theft. It's not one of humanity's greatest artistic achievements by a long shot. Final verdict? Not a bad painting, but not a masterpiece. Next, The Card Players by Cézanne sold for $250 million. Is this a masterpiece? Honestly, no. It's two guys playing cards. Now, historically, Cézanne was important, but this piece, there's nothing remarkable about how it's painted. Let's not be afraid to call him like we see him. Certainly not worth $250 million. Nu Couché by Modigliani sold for $170 million. Beautiful model? Yes. Pleasurable to look at? Sure. But does that make it a masterpiece? No. Modigliani was certainly a master, but this painting relies almost entirely on the beauty of the model. If it were my face in the painting, trust me, you wouldn't call it great art. Modigliani was a great painter, but technical excellence is not enough to make something a masterpiece. This is one of the most widely reproduced and exhibited paintings in the world. Now, why would that be? Let's just be honest that this image of this naked woman is sexually arousing. That's the reason it's one of the most widely reproduced and exhibited paintings in the world. The fact that it's painted, uh, the fact that it's a painting and it's painted by a famous artist enables the evasion of accusations of pornography. But if this were a photograph, it would be considered porn. Not that I care. My interest is in illustrating that we can feel comfortable calling out supposed masterpieces without coming off as ignorant or uneducated. Just call it like you really see it. Now, Picasso's Garçon à la Pipe sold for $104 million. Is it a masterpiece? No. It's valuable because of the name Picasso. Strip away the signature, and it's a painting most people would walk straight past. Nothing about it screams masterpiece. When we can break away from this deference, we can focus our time and our energy on things that really uplift and inspire. Finally, Claude Monet's Nymphéas en Fleurs sold for $81 million. In my opinion, this is a masterpiece. Why? The color choices create a wonderfully seductive feeling, emotional pleasure in those colors. It may look like a recording of a water lily scene. However, this is the gift that Monet gave us when he was the first artist to transcend depictions of reality to express a feeling. For me, this painting is a visual expression of an emotional feeling I've had. There really aren't words to express that feeling, just a sort of validation like, yes, I can relate. I've had that feeling before, maybe a little bit sad, but also kind of a warm feeling like being wrapped in a blanket. Now, that may sound like a contradiction when verbalized, but I think our inner emotions and psychological states can be quite fleeting and complex beyond what words can offer to describe. This painting succeeds at visualizing an inner experience. But aside from the beautiful emotions of this painting is an intellectual element that makes this painting work. that makes all the parts of the painting fit together. This is not merely a recording of a natural scene. This is a visual symphony where all the parts of the painting are working in relationship with each other to create a wonderful unified experience, similar to individual musical instruments playing together in an orchestra, producing a symphonic sound. Well, what the heck am I talking about when I say all the parts of the painting work in relationship to each other? It sounds so pretentious. Well, uh, it's a fine balancing act of which Claude Monet, in my opinion, was the best at in the history of painting. To me, he's the Mozart of painting because of what I'm about to show you. If you think of a painting as balancing two vertical halves, left and right side, the lilies on the right are the major psychological weight of this image. They grab our attention the most. To make the painting balance, Monet put a larger sized object on the left, the reflection of the tree leaves. Although the dark green leaves are not as dominant in the color or in detail as the lilies, meaning they don't grab our attention as much, the green leaves occupy a larger amount of space in the painting. So the smaller, brighter lilies on the right balance the larger, dark reflection of leaves on the left. But because the dark leaves on the left don't occupy that much more space than the lilies on the right, the dark green area on the left needs a little extra weight to help perfectly counterbalance the brighter, more attention-grabbing lilies on the left. So Monet added a few lily pads on the far left with no flowers. These lily pads on the left are less distinct than the lily pads and flowers on the right, but add just enough additional weight to the left side of the painting so that now all the parts of the painting are working precisely in relationship to each other. All the objects in this painting fit together like a precision timepiece. This helps to create that magic feeling that some people feel, but often say something like, there's something going on here. I don't know what it is, but there's something that just kind of works. I can't put it into words, but I know it when I see it. And this painting has it. So you've just learned in articulable language a way to better understand and create art. When an artist can bring their full emotional and intellectual being to their work, then they have a chance at creating something great. So what do we get from this video? Well, price and fame don't always equal greatness. The dollar value of these paintings is actually irrelevant. In these cases, high prices are merely the result of a competitive game between people who may have no interest in art beyond a winning bid. Some paintings are hyped because of history, or scandal, or signature. Others, like the Monet we looked at, in my opinion, are true masterpieces. But more importantly, art has the potential to really lift us up, to inspire, to make us feel great. Looking at and creating art is proven to reduce stress and improve brain function. However, because art is typically framed as elite knowledge, gallery or museum experiences can sometimes feel alienating. And criticizing a revered painter can make someone seem uncultured or ignorant. The social risk is high with fine art, so people often hedge by showing deference because paintings are often experienced in hushed museum spaces framed by authority. Let's blow the dust off these pretentious ideas about art that can prevent us from the great experience we can have. Now, is balance the only criteria to judge art? No. But it's one thing you can use to back up your instinct, your gut about things. Building your trust in your tastes about things can open all manner of doors for you.